Welcome back to another fountain pen day review. Today's review is going to be of 4 different Pelikans that were generously loaned to me by a friend. Andy, thank you very much. She again was kind enough to lend me 4 different versions. 2 of them are M200s, these two. One is an M400 and the other is actually an M415. The difference is in years. They're all from about the mid-80s. But the M200 is your standard base model. Very nice. It comes with a steel nib. Starting with the clip, you can see it's got the Pelikan beak. The top, upside down, has the Pelikan. Now, funny is that the Pelikan logo has changed a few times over the years. This one is the, I guess, Mama Pelikan with the baby Pelikan. As you can see with the other ones are the same logo where it's got almost 2 hash marks underneath it she's looking down at. So with the base, gold trim, gold filled trim I'm sure, black resin. The gold band down here, this Germany, one side, Pelikan on the other. Again, it's got a steel nib, which is incredibly supple when you write with it. Very nice, very smooth. I'll get you a close up. Maybe not. There we go. This one is an extra fine, very smooth, good size feed, plastic. Pelikan logo on the nib. What's nice is these nibs are interchangeable. Not all of them, but many of them are. The green one actually is a pull-out nib. This, I'll just do it quickly, is that these are actually screw-out units where if you grab the top and the bottom, water and blue, you can turn the pen and the whole unit comes out, which is great if you need to have the nib worked on. You can just send the nib unit out. I ink everywhere. So, moving on. It is a piston filler. All of these are. Very smooth pistons. This one I can't actually work, or any of them, because they haven't filled with ink already. But you can see this one has a green ink window. So it's very easy to see how much ink you have left in it. You can see it sloshing around underneath my fingerprints. But excellent pen. Sorry. There we go. This one is discontinued. This is a Demonstrator M200 in Anthracite. Really nice. You can see all the internal workings of it. The same clip. You know, it's got the bill. And again, this is one of the ones. The rest of these, like I said, have the logo where the mom's looking down at just the hash marks. This has a gold tone nib. This is also steel, but it is gold tone. And as with all demonstrators, if you're really picky and fanatical, these are hard because you can see here there's no ink, and then it's coming right up to the lip. But that's just how the pens are. I mean, you don't always realize it, but all your pens are like that. You can see the plunger inside, the ink slosh around. And another gold band at the top. Another very smooth. All these are very smooth. Pelikans are known to be very smooth. I'm not going to say smooth anymore. Okay, the Green Stripe M400. These come with 14 karat gold nibs, duck bill, same logo. Now this one actually, I'm sorry, has the it's got the same logo, but it's done in green. And that was something from, this one's from the early 80s. I believe. but unique, and it matches, you know, the green stripe on it. Very pretty. And you can see that in between those stripes, it is translucent. You can see into the pen, which allows you also to see how much ink you have. Cap it. Yeah. And this is an extra fine 14 karat nib. Same feed, plastic feed. Again, this is the only one that's actually I'm not going to pull it out, but this nib actually pulls straight out, so it separates from the feed. It's not one single unit. This one, fantastic writer. And the last one, sorry for the shake, is an M415. It may not pick it up on the camera correctly, but this cap here and the piston knob here is actually brown, a deep chocolate brown. And the this one's it's just beautiful. This was the one that they just came out with, the M800 a couple of years ago in that limited edition brown, the Tortoise, and you know, just fantastic finish. Beautiful. I mean, it's just every time it hits the light, you see something different in it. And again, you can see into it, so you can see your ink. It may not pick up on the camera, but you can see into it. And this is another 14 karat nib, medium, which I believe this one was stubbed. This one may actually be the one of these was made into a cursive italic by John Mottishaw. Okay, that's about all I can show you as far as visually. I'll show you how they write. Each one is very different. They sound different. They have different amounts of, or varying amounts of flex. You'll see when we do the writing sample. Being that they're already inked, I'm not going to show you how to ink a piston filler. I'm sure you figured it out. They will all be done with Waterman blue. You know, these are borrowed pens, so putting in Bay State blue and showing you the how to maximize the flex of these is just not going to happen today. So, alright, I'll come right back. I'll give you a quick writing sample of each. Okay, we're back. We're going to start this off with the M200, your standard. The paper is regular Murman loose leaf, B5, 6 millimeter spacing. Did I say Waterman? Yeah, it's all water. It's all of them are inked with the same Waterman Florida blue. Let's make sure and focus down there. Locked. Okay, so again, this is the Pelikan M200 steel double broad. Waterman, so make sure I don't lose focus. Florida blue. Okay. Alright, so for a double broad, I mean, it's a western nib, so it's going to be obviously broader than the Japanese, because they're always one size off. There is a little bit of give in this. If you want it, you know, it's a steel nib, so you can do that often without too much worry about springing it. But if it's not yours, then use a little extra care. And that's that's pretty much it. I mean, that's a pretty good example of it. It is a wet broad, double broad, for sure. You know, it's not lacking in that department. Really nice pen, great starter pen. You can get good deals on these. Again, steel nib, but it is a piston filler, and you can definitely see how much ink you have left. Great pen. Very, very nice. Next up, we'll do the Anthracite. Again, this demonstrator is discontinued. Also a steel nib, but it's gold tone. And this one is the extra fine. So, start here. Pelikan. Demo. Extra fine. Now this one's definitely got line variation because this one was stubbed. So this is a stub double rod. I'm finding out. You can see without giving any pressure at all. You can obviously see the downstrokes much thinner. So with this one, you get expression without having to push it at all, and it has a little bit of give, but being that it's stubbed, there's really not much reason to. These I haven't researched, but you can find these from time to time. It's really nice to see the internal workings. Again, if you're really, really picky about your pens and fanatical about how clean they are, you can see down in the section here where ink has started to leak into different areas. That's what ink does. So, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful pen. Next, this one is your M400 Green Stripe, and it has an extra fine 14 karat nib. Try and move up. So, and you'll probably be able to hear when I stop talking that this is much quieter. Because it just makes less noise. Extra fine, and this is a 14C. Somebody I'm sure can tell me the difference, why they changed from C to K or K to C. It may just have been something they did in the 80s. I know they say the K on them now, I believe. Yeah, they have the K. They spell carat out on the newer limited editions I've seen. So we have this being a 14 karat nib. Has some flexibility. And obviously, like I said, this is not mine, so I'm not pushing it at all. This is just, you know, what it'll give you without much pressure. Really nice. Obviously, very, very wet pen. And for an extra fine, you know, that's great because you can get a lot of. I can tell you if you put an ink that shades in here, you'll still be able to see it. You can see in the light how wet that is. Excellent, excellent pen. Beautiful writer. You know, these are obviously going to run more money because you have a 14 karat gold nib and the finish on them, which is, like I said, it is translucent. It may not pick it up on the camera as well, but you can see straight through in between the grain. And finally, we have the M415. with a 14C nib, sorry, in a medium, which I should get a close-up because, nope, it's standard medium. Sorry. Really nice pen. I love the finish on this pen. Really beautiful. Every time the light hits it, you just see something different in it. Very a lot of depth to it. So, and I would say this is probably the smoothest of all the nibs. I spelled Pelican wrong. M415 Tortoise, and again this is medium nib. 14C. I believe these two say 14C again because of the time period that they're from. And the cap has the chick on it. I'm sorry, the mother with just the hash marks and not the baby chick. Waterman. Water. Florida Blue. This one doesn't have as much expression as the green, but it is amazingly smooth. You know, this is one of the great things about the Pelikans. I mean, the nibs are set so that you can just write with them, you know, all day long. Very smooth, very consistent. As you can see, there's been not one skip or misstep in all four of these pens. All the Pelikans are ultra smooth. And they are. I mean, you can get some line variation out of this one, but this is just your basic medium. Beautiful pens. Like I said, they all write so well. And they're so easy. I mean, like these, most of them, I don't know exactly why. The green has a pull-out unit. It's just from that time period. But they all, you can have the whole unit unscrew and put a new one in. She actually had a couple. I'll pull a couple out really quick for you in between. Here's one. Here's a two-tone. And again, you can buy these nib units separately, which is great. I mean, they're beautiful. A two-tone, fine nib, 14 karat. Many of them are interchangeable in sizes. I know some of the 200s will actually take a 600 nib, which is much bigger, as long as it'll fit in the cap. But the 200s will take the 400 nibs. Those are fully interchangeable. So if you were to get a hold of a Richard Binder or someone like that, you can order a nib that's custom ground into a cursive italic. And that's about it. I stuck my hand in the ink, so I smeared it a little bit, but you can see the writing sample. Sorry. The differences in the nibs really are more of feel than anything else, because the steel is so smooth in these pens that I mean, it's certainly not gonna beat out the vintage gold, but you know, it's nice to know that you can get an entry-level pen like this and it's gonna write like this, you know, and have some expression to it. Not gonna skip, and easy to service to a point. The last thing I'll say is, with these pens, unlike a lot of them where you can pull the turn the piston, have the plunger all the way back, and you have that separation here, and you can put a Twisby wrench, crank it, and pull the piston mechanism out. You cannot with these. If you need these serviced, unless you're skilled and you know what you're doing, which I don't, and I know a decent amount about pens, I couldn't do it. So that's the only Achilles tendon, if you will, or Achilles tendon, if you will, yeah, with these pens is the piston servicing those. You would have to send those out to have that taken care of if you have any issues with that. Sometimes there's a little bit of give or play. The anthracite, I know, when you open it, see it's got a little bit of play right here. The piston's not moving, it's just a cap. And that's just a known issue with this particular model. But it can be tightened up. It's just not something that's as easy as you would like it to be. So you can do it on your own. Other than that, being able to interchange your nibs is just, you know, that's fantastic. That's just, you know, makes all the difference in the world. Because the nib and the feet are together, it's already adjusted to flow. Unscrew one, screw another in, and you're done. And actually, classic nib. Here's a John Shaw nib right here that she had. I forgot about this. On 1.1 stub. Yeah, this is how it was ordered. Right down, italic, cursive, 1.1 stub, and here's the unit. And you can just take it in, take it out. And that's about it. Beautiful pens. Andy, thank you again for lending them to me. And I hope this video finds you well, all. Thank you.